This is an act-based mindfulness exercise called accepting emotions. When we're experiencing a strong emotion like a panic attack or high anxiety, it's very easy to struggle and fight with the feelings. And although this is a very natural feeling to have, when we actually do struggle and fight with the panic attack or the high anxiety feeling, it tends to exhaust us and makes the feeling stronger and last even longer. So what we're trying to do with these acceptance-based exercises is to try to open up to the feelings, make space for them, and hold them in a new context of mindfulness. When we can become very present and mindful of the feelings without the struggle, then over time we notice we can be with very difficult feelings, and we don't need to struggle and fight with them if we hold them in this mindful space. So when you do this exercise, try to hold this intention in mind, to just be the observer of the feeling, to notice its properties, without actually struggling with it, fighting with it, or trying to push it away. To begin this exercise, I suggest you sit on a comfortable chair. Keep both legs on the ground. Keep your back upright and your arms gently resting on your lap. Start by taking 3 long, slow, deep breaths. As you breathe in, imagine air was entering in through the base of your feet and rising up your body. And as you breathe out, imagine the air is coming down your body and out from the base of your feet. The idea of this is to help to feel a bit more grounded and anchored, so that we have something to hold on to and wait for the storm to pass. So really notice your feet being supported by the ground as you do this, and feel like it's a solid anchor for you to hold on to as the emotional storm is taking place around you. Now just notice your whole body resting on the chair. Again, just to get a sense of feeling grounded. So notice your legs. Notice your back. Notice the front of your body. Notice your arms resting on your lap. Notice your shoulders, your neck, and your head. Just notice the whole body just being supported by the chair and the earth below you. Now just notice one sound that you can hear in the room you are in. Just notice where the sound is coming from and how the sound changes moment to moment. If you are noticing a strong urge to fight and struggle with the feelings, just acknowledge this. This is quite normal. but just notice it and just let the feelings come and go. So start to just notice which is the most strongest feeling you're experiencing and where it's taking place in your body. Just notice the feeling from this mindful space. And as you notice the feeling, imagine you could take a pencil and you could make a drawing on a piece of paper in your hand of the shape of the feeling. Imagine the shape you would be drawing on your hand as you trace the outline of the feeling in your body. If you notice your mind making lots and lots of comments about the feeling, that's okay. That's, again, very normal. But just bring your attention more into the actual physical location of the feeling, and just notice exactly where it starts and the shape it forms as you trace around it. Now imagine you could actually give the feeling a colour. What colour would it have? Imagine you could actually touch the feeling. What texture would it have? Does the feeling have any kind of temperature? And is the temperature the same all around the feeling and inside of the feeling? Is there any sense of pulsation or movement in the feeling? Just see if you can just adopt this new way of looking at the feeling with this attitude of curiosity and interest, rather than wanting to push it away and struggle with it. Now as you breathe in, imagine you're breathing in and around the feeling, and you're making space for the feeling as you do this. If it wants to expand, you're allowing it to expand. If it wants to contract, you're allowing it to contract. Imagine on the next out-breath that there was a rope between you and the feeling. And on the out-breath, you sort of gently drop the rope. And you're not going to struggle with the feeling anymore. You're just going to drop the rope of struggle and just make space for the feeling. And just see whether this new relationship with the feeling makes it easier for you to be with it in the long term. Now as you do these exercises, one of two things can occur. Either the feeling disappears or it doesn't. The aim of this mindfulness exercise is not to worry whether the feeling stays or the feeling goes. The aim of this exercise is to get to a point where we are open and willing to let the feeling just be there without the struggle, and to hold it in this mindful space. So see what it's like to just, on the out-breath, drop the struggle make space for the feeling, and at the same time be really mindful of it, and also be mindful of your feet on the ground, your whole body resting on the chair, and noticing the sounds around you. You can imagine maybe that you are the sky, and this feeling is like a wave on an ocean, and you're just simply the observer of this wave rising and falling on an ocean. See, by holding this mindful space, the feeling is easier to be with, and there's no need to struggle and fight with it anymore. So just for a minute or so, just stay with the feeling. Breathe into and around it. Make space for it. If the mind gets you sucked into a story about the feeling, just notice that, without getting lost in the story. Just let the thoughts drift by like clouds in the sky. And you just keep noticing this wave on the ocean. Being aware of your feet on the ground, your whole body resting on the chair, and noticing the sounds around you. When you feel like you've dropped the struggle with the anxiety or the panicky feeling in a particular part of your body, then you can re-scan your body and find another uncomfortable feeling or sensation, and just repeat this exercise with that feeling or sensation. Just remind yourself that the strong urges to fight and struggle, if you just notice them, they will be like a wave on an ocean. They will rise, reach a peak, and they will fade away. And the more times you repeat this exercise, the easier and easier it will become to drop the struggle and to hold the uncomfortable feeling in this mindful, open, expanded space. This is the end of the ACT exercise for accepting difficult emotions.